$5, I have some sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are a great source of protein, vitamins, fiber. So we got the sweet potatoes, some peppers, and all of this came up under $4, and a whole bag of onions. So I usually use about 1 to 2 onions per meal, so this should last you about a whole week. So for $5, you can make something pretty healthy to feed at least 4 people, plus some additional ingredients that you already have in your cabinet. So let's see what we make. And there's our lentils, dry lentils. These are the greenish brown variety, and they will cook for about 20 minutes. Very simple, just boil them. You start off with high heat and then you bring it to a simmer. Once they're boiled, you can add whatever seasoning. You can add it to salads, you can make soup with it. It's pretty simple. So we're going to start off by rinsing the lentils. So I'm just putting the lentils in a sieve. I'm just going to rinse them off before we boil them for about 20 minutes. So just make sure they're clean. And I don't add seasoning to it initially because that interferes with the way the peas split sometimes. I don't want them mushy. So rinse them off properly, and then we're going to boil them. So I just put on the lentils to boil, and there is a layer of water, just enough to cover the lentils. I also have about a teaspoon of olive oil or regular oil in there, and that prevents the lentils from sticking. So you're going to boil this for about 15 minutes total. 5 minutes will be on high, and then for the remaining 10 to 15 minutes you will simmer it before draining the water. Kareem is peeling the sweet potatoes for me, and we will dice that and bake it. Here's the sweet potatoes already peeled. We decided to turn them into baked fries, almost like baked sweet potato fries. So I'm just going to season them. And I apologize about my voice. I'm just getting over a cold, which is why I've been away from the kitchen a little bit. So I've cut them in 2 longitudinally, and now I'm going to cut it in 4. Okay, so big chunky sweet potato fries. And I'm going to season it with a little bit of seasoned salt and paprika. You can also add some cayenne pepper to it if you want. So this is going to be a lot healthier than deep frying the potatoes or getting French fries. So I'm just adding a little bit of oil to the top of it before it goes in the oven, and then I'm also going to add some spice to it. So here's the adobo. You can use whatever seasoning you want, not too much. Some paprika, and we'll put this in the oven. Alright, I'm going to turn down the fire on the lentils because it's been boiling on high for a while. I'm just going to put it to simmer. This is what it looks like. You can tell it's already swollen up some. And of course I've already washed the peppers. And these peppers aren't hot. But if you want hot peppers, you can also go ahead and add that for some more spice. You have cut these onions quickly because they make your eyes seriously water. You can cut them under running water if you want to cut down on the burning. It's my garlic, and I like to use a lot of garlic. You can't use too much garlic. Garlic is very heart healthy. So I'm just going to separate the cloves and then crush it. You can do that, or you can put it under an object, a glass object, or some other. So we're going to add all of this to the lentils. I also have a Scotch bonnet, which I keep in the freezer. That keeps it fresher and it will last longer. I'm going to put it in whole. We're not going to cut it because if we cut it, it would be way too hot. But if you put it whole, it will just flavor it without making the food too hot. So all of this will stir fry with lightly stir fry with the lentils. So this is what the lentils look like. You see they swell up quite a bit, so this is definitely more than enough to feed 4, if not 5 people. I'm just going to drain off the water. And just be careful because it's super hot. And this meal is vegetarian, but we are going to add some eggs because Kenton loves eggs. So we're going to boil some eggs to it. But you can certainly eat this meal and be completely vegetarian without any meat or eggs at all if you choose. How they're done because they're nice and tender. I'm just going to put some on my hand like this. Should be soft and easy to crush. Ooh, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot. And they taste pretty good. A little plain right now without any seasoning, but they taste pretty good. So next thing we're gonna do is I'm heating up a pan with a little bit of oil in it. And to this pan of hot oil, olive oil, if you want to be super healthy, I'm gonna add the seasoning or vegetables. So here are our vegetables. Add that to the pan. Mix it in. And let this saute a little bit before adding the lentils, which are already cooked. And as I said before, here is the whole Scotch bonnet, habanero pepper. The saute, I'm going to put on some eggs to boil. And that's my added source of protein. But again, if you want to be super vegetarian, you don't have to use eggs or any other protein because the sweet potatoes have a lot of protein in them. And so does the lentils. So I think I've sauteed the vegetables enough, and now I'm going to add the lentils to it. So to the lentils, I'm going to add my seasoning, and this is a herb and garlic seasoning. If yours doesn't come with the seasoning, you can go ahead and add some thyme, paprika, seasoned salt, whatever you prefer. So once you've added your seasoning, you're going to go ahead and mix the sauteed vegetables with the lentils. And you try to avoid making it too mushy. You want them to be as dry as possible because they're already soft in the center. And you mix it well. The lentils cook lightly with the oil and vegetables until the onions were nice and caramelized. You can see. and the lentils still move and are nice and light and airy. Cheers! So by the way, did you drink your water today? I'm trying to lose weight, and like most of you out there, we don't drink enough water. You want to lose weight, you need to drink at least 6 to 8 glasses of water. So you want to stay hydrated even in the winter because you're still running up and down, and in order to aid in your digestion, a bit of butter to them. And no healthy meal would be complete without some fresh cut vegetables for even more fiber and accessible vitamins. So here are our light, fresh, healthy lentils. Little bit of spice.
Entire one bedroom, and I eat dinner whenever I choose, as long as it works for the schedule of a dog. She said, no, you don't actually have to eat dinner before Petunia. You just